Alright everyone, we're going to show you how to make some power cable, whether it be for batteries, for an inverter, which this is what we're going to use it for solar or anything like that. You need to find the appropriate gauge size. This is 8 gauge. It says high performance power cable. It's stranded, but I believe it's aluminum copper type strand. I'll put the actual description in, or I'll put the actual name in the description. Same thing for the negative side, it's 8 gauge. We got a couple copper connectors here. One side to fit the battery, which is an M8, and the other side to fit the inverter, which is a 1/4 inch. So both 8 gauge. We're going to have to strip back some of the wire here. You want to strip back only enough to get the amount of wire inside of this little tiny cup area. Alright, once you got the end stripped off, you're going to take your terminal end or your lug, and you're going to just measure and make sure it butts right up there, and it does. We're going to have a shrink wrap protector on there. What we're going to do to this one, instead of crimping it down, we're going to use the solder method and just fill this with hot solder and stick the wire in there. And we're basically going to do that with a pair of vice grips holding this and a little torch. Alright, we got a small torch here, and we're just going to use it to heat this up, and we're going to feed some solder into there. And we're only going to go about halfway to 3/4 of the way up, and then we're going to take this wire and stick it right in there and pull it away from the flame and let it cool off. So let's start this little fire here with our handy cigar lighter, and we're going to go ahead and just put this in the flame. And as you can see, it's already burning down, starting to melt. And we're just going to continue to melt it down so it gets inside there. Alright, once the solder starts boiling in there, you can start feeding it in pretty good. We actually probably fed a little too much. So we're slowly going to pull it away and push it in. We'll heat it up a little more. And that way you get a good connection. Alright, once it's cooled down, you're going to touch it and make sure that the wire is a little bit solid, about 1/8 of an inch down. And then give it some good tugs, good hard pulls, and you know that that thing's secure, and you can see all the solder lapped down in there and sucked up into the wires, wicked in there. The next thing you're going to want to do is just do the shrink wrap, and that's really simple. We're just going to slide that right on there. We're going to go ahead and reactivate this burner, and we're going to keep it right above it and kind of roast it on there. Got it extra little hot there, but we're still good. Let this cool down, and you're going to repeat the same for all 4 sides. Alright, we got done doing all 4 of the ends. Basically, you want a good connection, a mechanical connection between the lug terminal end here, the wire, and all this is going to come into play when you do the hot solder in there, and then you use a good shrink wrap that has some type of waterproofer in there. As you can see, this one has a glue type one that once this shrinks on it, the glue expands out, gets very hot, so it makes the end super hard. So be careful, because you don't want to bend this area too much, because it's going to be brittle with solder in there, and you don't want to break the connection. But other than that, the wire is very flexible. And what we are going to use it for is this inverter right here. We lost the wires for it. We've had this inverter probably 15 plus years now, and I'm not even sure if it works, but pretty sure it does. But the cable fits perfectly on there. We're going to put the negative one on there, and we're going to use this inverter to test out a battery, so catch that next video. But that's really it. You can make super high quality cables yourself, and really the kit the wire and everything. We'll leave it in the description. But you can probably make 100 cables like this for, I don't know, $1 a piece if you buy everything in bulk. Instead of paying high prices for everything, just make it yourself, and it takes 10-15 minutes per wire. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.